What would the world be like if the 9/11 incident hadn't happened? Brian will tell you the answer. On this day, Brian couldn't find the tennis ball that he buried years ago. Seeing his friend so disappointed, Stewie planned to use the time machine to help Brian, so they went back to their home in the past. Brian quickly found the location of the tennis ball as he wished, but Stewie didn't allow Brian to take it away, because taking it now would affect the course of history. So Brian could only go back to the future and dig out the tennis ball. After coming back, the Brian in this universe was suddenly informed that he had become a national hero. It turned out that Brian had leaked everything about the 9/11 incident to his past self. This directly led to the fact that this tragedy didn't occur. Upon learning of this, Stewie was furious. Brian was very confused. He clearly prevented a tragedy. Why did it seem as if he had done something wrong? Stewie explained that due to the alteration of history, civil war in the country was on the verge of breaking out. Even after seeing such a scene, Brian still didn't give up. He firmly believed that there would definitely be a time of peace and prosperity 5 years later. In order to verify this conjecture, Stewie activated the time machine again. They traveled 5 years into the future. What greeted their eyes were the desolate city and the smoke of war. This made Brian deeply realize his mistake. The only way to make amends now was to go back to the past and prevent Brian from leaking any information. But history had already been changed. Even though Stewie tried again and again to correct the course of history, all his attempts ended in failure.
Stop! Stop!
Seeing that time and space were becoming more and more complicated, Stewie decided to return to the very beginning. They lay in wait. They forced Stewie and Brian, who had traveled for the first time, back to the future. This also successfully avoided the alteration of history. So, in the main timeline, as soon as Stewie and Brian went back to the past, they were forced back by themselves, and the world remained intact as before.